Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. This is video 3 for chemical bonding. In previous video we have learned about basic concept and ionic bond. In this video we are going to discuss about covalent bonding that occurs because of sharing of electron between atoms. So if ionic bond occurred between metal and non-metal, this covalent bond often found between two non-metals. I hope you still remember where are the nonmetals in the periodic table. Covalent bonding actually is a type of molecular species and has a very strong attraction which bonds between two atoms. And this bond is formed because of the sharing of pairs of electrons to attain octets, which is 8 electrons surround the each atoms. Then these molecules generally weakly attracted to each other. Okay, so it observes physical properties of molecular substance due to these attractions. You can see covalent bonds from this give picture, the formation of covalent bond because of the sharing of these two electrons. Here is the analogy of the covalent bond, base principle of sharing the rope together. Okay, so it's sharing the ropes between two teams. Okay, both teams actually bonded by the rope. In this case, the rope acted as the shared electron that can achieve its octet arrangements. Here are the list of comparison between ionic and also covalent bond. If we have ionic compound, high melting points and boiling points, covalent compounds has a lower melting and boiling points. Ionic can conduct electrical current in molten and aqueous solution. Okay, so ionic compounds cannot conduct electric in solid. Remember that. However, in molten and aqueous solution, it can conduct electric because of the free electrons. But covalent bond cannot conduct any electrical current. All right. So ionic compounds can be soluble in most organic solvent. However, covalent compounds dissolve well in most organic solvent. Ionic compounds well soluble in water. For example, the salt NaCl is soluble in water. Covalent compound sparingly soluble in water. Ionic compound, the basic unit consists of ions because ionic compounds is formed from the two ions which has two different charges. And covalent compound basically the basic unit consists of molecules or atoms. All right, so now let's see how we can use a Lewis structure to predict the bonding between two non-metals atoms. Okay, so we should know that these non-metal atoms bond to achieve an octet. Octet meaning that 8 electrons surrounded by an atom, one atom. Okay, so this involves sharing electrons with multiple atoms or sharing multiple pairs of electrons with the same atom. All right, so now let's look at this picture. For a single covalent bond, in principle, we know that one pair of electrons produce one bond, one sigma bond in this case. All right, so in this case, we can see that it's shared by two atoms, fluorine, fluorine. Okay, we see the fluorine first, and then you can see two electrons are shared between two fluorine atoms, and the other case between oxygen and hydrogen in the molecule of water. All right, so you can see that these two electrons, one and from the first fluorine and the other one from the second fluorine, so they share together to form one sigma bond here. Okay, so this one from hydrogen to the oxygen to hydrogen here, and then this is it. You can get the single covalent bond. Next, when it comes to double covalent bond, okay, this means that it is involving 4 electrons or 2 pair of electrons by 2 atoms. Please be reminded that double bond is shorter but stronger than that of single bond. It's shorter but stronger. Okay. The example here is a molecule of oxygen. Originally, oxygen atom has 6 valence electrons. In order for it to achieve octet, 2 atoms of oxygen need to share their 4 electrons. Okay, you can see 4 electrons is shared together, so 2 pairs produce 2 bonds. Okay, so this is double bond. The same principle actually applies for triple bonds. Okay, this involves sharing of 6 electrons coming from 2 atoms. So we can see here clearly this bond is shorter than that of single and double bond, but of course stronger. This bond is shorter, okay, but stronger. We can see nitrogen that originally has 5 valence electron, then it needs another 3 to achieve octet. So it produces triple bonds. 2 atoms of nitrogen combine together and share the electrons. Okay, in this covalent bond subtopic, let me introduce you the another one, which is dative or coordinate bonds. This is also a type of covalent bond. The basis is sharing of electrons. However, the shared electrons originate from one species only. Okay, and then the bond is shown by using the arrow like this. Okay, so this arrow actually shows you where the source of shared electrons coming from. So let's say the pair of electrons that bind the nitrogen to NH4 plus ion and also NH3Bcl3 molecule originate from N, which is the nitrogen. In metal complexes as CuNH3 plus, okay, the bond exists between Cu and NH3 occurred through the coordinate bond. This is also known as coordination compound. These are the examples of covalent dative, or also known as coordinate bonds. Okay, sometimes we use dative covalent bonds, sometimes you use coordinate bonds. They are all the same. The electrons are coming from ammonia. Okay, and then do not forget to label the arrow. This labeling is just for just for formality. Okay, so in real situation there is no such thing as as this no difference between arrow and non-arrow. Okay, but here when we study this, so we need to know that we need to label this using an arrow to focus that actually this is a coordinate bond. The same case happened to the bond between NH3 and BCl3. The bond between nitrogen and hydrogen is formed from the electrons at the nitrogen. Okay, this is because a boron is actually an element of electron deficient. Okay, the same principle applies here for ion H3O plus hydroxonium. Okay, so the electrons for a bond between O and H are coming solely from oxygen. All right. Okay, that's it for today. That's it for this video. See you again. See you in the next video, and thank you.